Thokozani, Dumelang, Sanbonani. Welcome to GMTV. I am your host with the most, Osrefilwe, popularly known as Gogo Moyo. Welcome to the fourth and final part of our candle series. Today, I challenge you. Before we go into your challenges, remember guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel of course, and do hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any further plugs from us. If you've missed out on any of the 3 other videos, Momoyeng are links that can help you and direct you to watch those. Especially you're going to need that information to be able to execute these challenges. Guys, that's very important information that you must know, especially pertaining to the challenges. For one, intent. Whenever you're about to begin something, make sure that in your heart of hearts, you are truthful, open, and honest about what it is that you're trying to achieve. Sit down quietly with yourself. Figure out what it is that's actually bothering you, or what it is that you'd like to manifest. You can't just try and group a lot of the things that are going on in your life and use any of these challenges or candle magic tricks to be the one that solves your issues for you. Narrow them down, all the way down to specifics. Let them be one at a time if it needs to be. You've got literally your entire life to be practicing these. So don't try and huddle them up and bunch them up. It's going to confuse you even when they make you dream of your responses or show you within visions or in daily things in your life what your actual responses are. So don't add to your confusion. Make your journey easier. Dress code. Guys, it's very important to remember who it is that you are talking to. If you know that, you'll remember to always be respectful. I'm almost in the right attire for me to start my candle magic tricks. Why? Because my head is covered. Literally, there is no inch of my hair that is exposed. I've covered my crown. My shoulders are exposed, meaning I need a jersey or a cloth that's going to cover my shoulders. I am in a dress. I am showing that I am representing of my gender, as well as understanding that I must come to any of my sessions dressed appropriately according to my gender. If you are a guy, I don't expect anything to be on your head. Much like when you walk into a room and you apere spoti or istrachel, you take it off and you dumelang sanbonan. Because you have to understand that this is someone's home and ukhona madlozi in this home. So you cannot walk in as if usendaweni. You have to always be cognizant of the spaces that you're in. Gents, covering your shoulders is also important for you. You always have to show respect. I wouldn't advise that you do any of these in like shorts or very casually. I'm not saying dress in your formal wear or anything. Track pants are fine, but at least wear long-lengthed pants. This is important. The time of day in which you're going to be doing your magic. So in most cases, any time between midnight and 3 a.m. is considered a very holy time, one that has very few, if any, disturbances. No phone goes off, no hooters outside, or a knock at the door. So use this time and this very quiet time to connect with your ancestors. You may be a person who rises very early in the morning. While this still is available, use that time too. But also guys, remember, Don't be rigid in what you do, because our lifestyles are not the same. Meaning there's someone who does night shift and there's someone who does a day shift. Those people can't plan around the same time to manifest their magic, because you have to understand your needs for you to thoroughly and purposefully do what you need to. Also, in part of the instructions I'm going to give you today, for instance, you're going to need isnaf, isnave. You're also going to need litsoko, idumani, basically it being red clay. You're going to need those things. If you can't find them, try find an alternative. And if you listen to the things I'm talking about, all of them come from Mother Nature. So use something that's going to be from the ground itself, your environment, naturally, to be your alternatives. Otherwise, if you're part of a church and they say don't use snuff and my instructions are use snuff, guys, use your own discretion. Don't feel like you have to be rigid and these are absolute rules and if you don't do them, your stuff won't come to fruition. It just means these are the tools that will best help you manifest what it is that you need. So please, no rigidity, or you are going to throw yourself off in what you're trying to achieve. The 4-day yellow candle manifestation challenge. A yellow candle is used for seeking clarity and enlightenment. It helps with gaining insight. What you will need: 1 yellow candle, a box of matches, a tub of ntsu, black snuff. Basically, you need grounded tobacco, a clear glass of tap water, a candlestick holder. Please make sure to have a candlestick holder, especially for safety reasons. Going into the steps. Step 1. Set up your environment to your liking, including making it comfortable with a cushion. Cover your head and shoulders out of respect. 2. Pray. Pray to your maker, God, higher power, etc. 3. Phahla. Communicate with your ancestors. Call on all your ancestors you know by name and share your thoughts and feelings with them. Always remember to start off with gratitude. 4. Meditate. Quieten the mind and listen to your body, surroundings, and stray from thinking. Acknowledge the thoughts, but don't dwell on them. 5. On each evening, this is from night 1 to 3. After you're done, pinch out the flame. On the 4th evening, after you are done with your session, leave the candle to burn out completely. On the 5th day, take the glass of water and pour half into a tub of water and bath normally. The other half, drink. The red candle is used go thibela memoya e mebe. It's used for protective reasons, to send away negative energies and vibes. If you are struggling with bad dreams or you see shadows around your home, make sure to use the red candle. What you will need: a single red candle, a needle, a candlestick holder, and snuff. You'll also need idumani, litsoko, basically being red clay sand. Once you have prepared your candle, before you decide to light it, make sure you take the snuff and you speak to your ancestors. This is where you set your intention. This is where you're going to be talking about the struggle that you are currently experiencing, from the evil spirit, the bad energy, the bad dreams, etc. Once you set your intention, you're going to be using the snuff and speaking to your ancestors. Once that is done, that is when you take your candle and you mount it in your candlestick holder. Then you can proceed to light your candle. And so begins your pray, phahla, and meditate session. This is done once off and only in the beginning while you form part of setting your environment. Remember to pinch out the flame and not blow it out. Only on the last day do you let the candle burn on its own, and it will burn the needle too. This candle magic is going to take place for 3 days. On the first day, you're going to pray and phahla as well as meditate as you would in the yellow candle challenge. Day 2, you repeat. Remember, for day 1 and 2, you pinch out the flame. Do not blow it out. On the last day, this is when you leave the candle to burn out completely. On the following morning, take all the leftover wax and take it and throw it outside of your yard, almost like sending all the energies out of your home. You will notice the needle that you have threaded into your candle would have also burnt along with the candle. So in essence, that is the weapon you're going to use to fight back the evil energy wanting to take over your home. So I have circulated these challenges on my social media platforms, most popularly Twitter. I noticed a lot of you had a bit of struggles and complications as well as questions. Some of you guys experienced your helper pouring out your glass of water mid-exercise. What happens then? So what you need to do in preparation while you're even starting, make sure that you speak to the people in your home, or you position your items in a way that people know not to touch and engage the space. What happens, ladies, if you then start your period before your sessions? Well, you just stop. You will start again when you have completed your cycle. In that way, you know you have given all your energy towards trying to reach the answers that you need. So, Gogo, do I need to abstain from sex while I am performing my candle magic? Well, guys, this is actually a tricky one, because if you're married, your marriage is already sanctified. But also, when you're speaking to your ancestors, you really would like to approach this as pure and as clean as possible. So if you can, speak to your partner or do it with them so that the challenges or the temptations are lesser. But if you can, please do abstain from it. Another question you guys had was, can I skip days in between this ritual? Well, guys, it becomes less effective if you're gonna start something and forget along the way, or tire, or become busy. So try and schedule your life in a way that you can be able to carry on. Remember about the time. If you can set your time to a time that you know that you have at least minimum 3-hour window where you can be able to exercise this, it will be a lot easier, because on one day that you come home from work late, you still have 2 more hours in which you can do your candle magic. So again, no rigidity. For as long as you find the time to actually exercise your candle magic, that's more than important, and it's more than enough. So don't feel like you have to be on the clock every minute, every second, or else it won't work. That is not true. Guys, please know, all of these candle magic rituals are independent of each other, meaning once you start with the yellow candle, start and finish your 4-day process uninterrupted. Once you're done, you can then move over to your protective candle magic and complete those 3 days. If you are told by your ancestors or your spirits to use specific colors whenever you're meditating or praying, You can add or subtract, but I wouldn't advise because now you're changing the tone of what it is that you're trying to achieve. Remember, in video 2, we spoke about the different candle colors and what they mean. So now if you're going to create a rainbow out of the candle magic you're creating, you're now inviting different energies and sending different signals to your ancestors and your guides. That will be somewhat confusing to what you're trying to achieve. So if you can, keep to the basic instructions that you've been given. If you find yourself without, leave it. If you find yourself with all the items, carry on as advised. Don't try and confuse yourself and feel like you are uncertain or maybe it won't work, because part of your energy is part of your intention. So if you already don't trust in what you're doing, you won't get the results that you need. So some of you guys have already started with the challenges. And here are a few of the responses that I got from Twitter. This one is from a tweep, Awonke Tini. He says, finished my 4th day yesterday. I further let the candle burn out until it finished. One of the things I asked just happened this morning. Tawoza Gogo, thank you. Usizwe Pungwayo says, appreciate this thread and the wisdom. I needed to. Been facing a lot of decisions lately. Good decisions to make, but drastic. Definitely need the guidance. This one is from @Moloto_Gaugelo. And he says, things are coming together. I am litten up. I know what to do, who to be careful of or around. Thank you so much, Gogo. There's also one from @Rory_Sema. Thokoza Gogo, your teachings are great. Thank you so much for this. I'm not sure if you've touched on this in the past, but I would like to ask about sexual intimacy during this prayer session for married people or those who aren't married. This one is from @_Karabo Mo. Thokoza Gogo, finished my 4th day almost a week ago today, and wow, my dreams. So vivid and revealing so much. I'm so shook. Literally just woke up from one right now. And ikituhile. Guys, remember, anything that is important for your spirit needs you to show up for it. It's easy to find every reason of why not to do these challenges. If you'd like to take a pass, that's cool too. But if you'd really like to challenge your spirit and see how much of your intuition really communicates with you, especially on a daily, I implore and challenge you to these challenges. You're going to learn a great deal about your intuition as well as your spirit. A lot of the communication is not going to come in the form of me standing in front of a camera and talking to you or showing up on your screen, but they're going to be very subtle, they're going to be very personal, and they're going to speak to you and you alone. So show up, engage them. If you feel you're going crazy, guess what? I've been crazy for 12 years and I'm cool with that. So entertain your crazy. If you have an inclination or a hunch to do something, please don't hesitate and avoid listening to that voice that says you can't, you're overthinking, or that's not really what's happening. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. I did not just become who I am today. It took a whole journey of hearing many voices in my head, of hearing many voices in my heart, as well as having physical sensations that only spoke to me. I could not share those. They were only meant for me. If I didn't listen to those, I wouldn't be able to share half the things I can share today. Some I was never even taught at Pehlweni, which is school. But they came to me and privately they shared with me this knowledge. And here I am today sharing it with you. Please be very intentional with all that you do. It's your time you're wasting, not anyone else's. On that note, I've been your host with the most, Gogo Moyo, and catch you on the flip side. Thokozani.